everyone, and welcome to our Thursday morning practitioner call, my favorite call of the week, where we have practitioners on this call. We have clients of practitioners on this call, and we talk about the LifeWave technology. And we do talk about more than X39 because David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, and CEO, has created many technologies. And we know as practitioners that you must have many tools in your box to help your clients. So we will be talking about the tools that David Schmidt created as it relates to our photo therapy tools, or as we like to say, photo biomodulation, light making change in the body. Wow, have we moved to the day of light? And it's exciting because I'll just tell you a brief history about this company and about the owner, inventor, and CEO of this company, David Schmidt. In fact, he started with a patch called the Energy Patch, and that patch he created in 2004. And the reason he created it, if you don't know the story, I will tell it to you. The reason he created it was because he worked for years for the military. You see, David is an inventor. Do you know that he has 100 patents and 100 research studies? And back in the day, he did work on submarines for the military. And he also did work for dumps in how to clean up waste dumps so that they would be more environmentally friendly. So this is what David was doing. And he was known as a really good inventor. So in 2004, the Navy SEALs call him and they say, David, we know that you did some amazing work on our submarine projects. And we want to know if you can figure out a way to keep our guys up at night without stimulants. And that was the beginning of our company. And it was the Energy Patch. And I don't know if Jan or Kathy has one where you could put it up and tell everyone it's energy, because that would be awesome if you could. Unless I might, oh, there's energy right there. And I realized that I just found my bag. Everybody should have their own little patch bag. And this is called the Energy Patch. And what this did is it converted fat into energy using what? Light. And it turns out that we radiate a low-grade infrared light off of our body. And this light, when a piece of wearable technology with organic crystal in it goes on your body, it literally reflects back your own light right back in your body to make change. That's what I mean by photo biomodulation. This patch, the Energy Patch, created energy without stimulants from light. It actually activated the mitochondria in every cell of the body for energy for the Navy SEALs. Well, you can imagine that the military was so excited that they just utilized the technology. And that was the beginning of David's company. Now, LifeWave is owned by one man, David Schmidt. He is the inventor, the creator, the CEO, and the owner of this company. It's a privately held company. And what I love about that is it's held by a man whose main purpose in life is to create technologies that allow us to live longer. Let me say that one more time. The main purpose of the inventor, the owner of this company, is to create technologies that allow us to live longer. What a purpose. I mean, sometimes we just say that so fast without really stopping for a moment and saying, that's a pretty cool purpose, right? Because most companies' purpose is what? Me Too products, how to make a profit, how to cut ingredients to make more money. That's not this company, and that is not this man. Do you know that he can't stop innovating. He loves to be in his lab in Florida and create and create and create and create. And that's what he does. So and back then in 2004, let's kind of go back in time a little bit. In 2004, can you imagine that here he's created this technology, but nobody understands light? Let's really think about that. Everybody was using pharmaceutical products, hopefully some supplements back then, maybe whole foods, probably not back then, right? Organic, gluten-free. Did anybody even in 2004 know what gluten-free was, right? Probably not. So he's even above his time versus where everybody's at. And so the company's doing about 30 million a year. It's tiny. In fact, there was a time when the company was so small that he almost lost his company. He had to make a choice whether he loses his company or pays out of his personal money all his employees to keep the company going. You know what his choice was? He paid out of his personal money because we're here today. He didn't want to see his baby go. And then during the time, he started opening up more warehouses. He started opening up more countries. Do you know that we're in 81 countries today? Do you know we have a warehouse in Ireland and San Diego? Do you know that every organic crystal that's in these patches are made in his lab, that he's vertically integrated? During COVID, we never missed distribution because he made everything in his lab. So we had no problems, right? That's who owns this company. I just wanted to give you an idea of who's behind this, so you can be proud of the products you're using and sharing. So now let's fast forward. Okay, now we're in 2018. Okay, now from 2004, now we're all the way to 2018. What do you think happened in 2018? Well, have you gone lately to a physical therapy office? Have you seen cold laser? Have you seen red light? Have you seen circulation machines with red light? Have you gone into that new detox red light sauna yet? Do you have doctors tell you, please go into the sun for 20 minutes a day for your vitamin D? You must get in the sun now. All people are doing is talking the importance of light. Isn't that great? So here's what I mean by that. We finally caught up to the man. And so then what happens? Well, what happens is X39 comes out. X39 comes out. Wonderful. So let's talk about that. 2018 hits, and now people understand light. And now there's all this talk about stem cells. What is this thing called stem cells? Well, all of a sudden you're going to doctors and they're talking about PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and they're spinning it and they're injecting back in your knee your own old stem cells, as an example. Or they're going to your bone marrow and they're grabbing it out of your bone and it's your old stem cells, but they're injecting it back into you for $20,000. Like, we're hearing this. People like Tony Robbins are going out of country because he destroyed his shoulder and he's getting an injection of cord blood stem cells, which are stem cells after when a woman is pregnant. In the cord is blood that has really young stem cells. Now, this isn't your own stem cells. This is other DNA, but people are going out of country for this cord blood stem cell. The US made it illegal to use cord blood stem cell about a year ago. So now you can't get it there. So now if you want cord blood, you got to go to other countries. And then they're activating it with what? Red light. They're activating the stem cells with light. Whoa, everything we're talking about is happening. So this is the landscape when X39 comes out. So once again, we radiate a low-grade infrared light. You'd have to ask Dr. Patty why it's illegal in the US. She's the one that said that they can't use those intranasally anymore. I think that there were some clinics that, this is new technology, and I don't know if all clinics were up using the same standards. And so maybe a few not so great clinics ruined it for all of us. As an example, that's what I think Dr. Patty would say, but that's a great question for her for next week. Okay. So let's go back to what this is. So we now know we radiate a low-grade infrared light off of our body. We know that's true because if you went into the military and got night goggles, I don't know, I don't have anybody have night goggles, and you put them on, you can see people and their energy at night with these goggles. So you know that there is stuff coming off your body. So now the X39, once again, has that organic crystal. All of our patches use organic crystals. What is organic crystal made out of? Amino acids, some sugar, some water, some salt. It's like a little lattice that they put together. Dr. Stacy talks about a crystal lattice. And every crystal in these patches form a different lattice that reflect different light back into your body. Okay, and that's photobiomodulation, light making change in your body. So when you put this patch on, this patch X39 reflects back into your body and activates this very important peptide called GHK copper peptide. It's a very important peptide. Dr. Patty talks about in her clinic. Remember, Dr. Patty is an MD in San Clemente, California. She's an internist and she is a regenerative doctor. That's what she does. And before she learned about the X39, do you know what she was doing in her office? She was injecting GHK copper peptide in people's bellies. And then she would send them home with a 30-day supply of needles so they could inject themselves for 30 days. That's the course. And it's expensive. And it's hard to inject yourself with the needle. But my guess she was doing it because this is the cool thing that GHK does. And what I want you to do, if you're new to the call, is go to or write down startx39now.com. That's startx39now.com. That is your information site to educate yourself and your doctor friends and also your clients. So let's go show you what that site looks like. And just give me one moment to get that up. And what's great is that this informational site is now in English, Spanish, Deutsch, French, Chinese, and Lao. So you can click these tabs and see what you need in other languages. And of course, if you're new, watch the first video on light so you learn what it does. Watch the 3-minute video on stem cells. In 4 minutes, you'll have a really good understanding about what this technology does. But now we're back to GHK copper peptide. Remember how this X39 through light activates GHK copper peptide. And that peptide is special in a lot of ways. So let's go look, and you can come and look at this yourself, age reversal with GHK. When you look at that, you will see, look what this is why Dr. Patty was injecting her patients 30 days, right? Every day for 30 days is because GHK, it helps with skin, deep lines and wrinkles. It helps increase hair growth. It helps with wound healing. Look at the anti-cancer actions. When I read this, because I am a breast cancer, I don't know, I just like try to keep that in control, right? And I've been in remission again for 2 years. And so when I saw the anti-cancer for myself personally, I'm like, I will be wearing this every day. And that's because GHK copper peptide is the #1 compound for metastatic colon cancer. GHK copper peptide helps to make fast-growing cells program their deaths, which you need. Fast-growing cells, you don't want them to live. Those are ones that need to go bye-bye. And it also resets 84 genes to inhibit cancer. I mean, I was like, okay, that's a no-brainer for me. I'm taking X39. Lung protection. This actually helps restore pulmonary issues, COPD, protected lungs. Amazing. Increases SOD, superoxide dismutase. X39 acts as a massive antioxidant, right? That's what SOD does. It goes after all those little free radicals that attack your cells. And so X39, or the GHK in X39, does all this. It supports brain and nerves. And it also supports all your linings, your organs, your bones, your tissue, your fibrogen, which is scarring. It takes care of all that stuff. And then in addition, it activates your stem cells. So a lot of times we talk about X39 as activating your stem cells, but we don't really talk about all the things that GHK copper peptide does. It really is the holy grail of healing. And so what does GHK do to stem cells? Well, turns out by age 30, you've lost half your stem cell activity. And by age 60, you've lost almost all of it. So why is that a problem? Well, turns out that stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. And that's what they did when you were 20. Wow. So, did you have gray hair when you were 20? I didn't. Did you have wrinkles when you were 20? I didn't. I did have the unibrow, missed that. Right, Cindy? Who does? I remember you could still have the unibrow with all that eyebrow. I see those eyebrows. And did you have those chronic diseases when you were 20? Did I have breast cancer when I was 20? No, we all have our own issue because our stem cells quit repairing. So what if you could get your stem cell army to repair like you're young again? Well, David Schmidt says this: X39 activates your stem cells, makes more stem cells, and resets them to work like they're young again. That's what we're doing here, you guys. We are repairing our issues, and then we are moving into full regeneration. So what do I mean by repairing our issues? Well, Dr. Patty says this. I've learned a lot from Dr. Patty, so I'm not a doctor, but I can definitely tell you what a doctor would say. So she says this. She says that stem cells are like honing birds, and they hone into the inflammation in your body. And then they turn into the cell you need them to be to repair it. And then they travel to the next inflammatory area and do the same, and so on and so on and so on. So some people say, oh my gosh, I don't feel anything. I started this, I don't feel anything. Well, you know, I don't know how old you are. I'm 55. I had a lot of years of stem cells not working. So of course, it's going to take some time for those stem cells to get mobilized and start repairing. And there's a lot to repair. And no, the stem cells will always go to what you need to have repaired first to live. And then it's going to travel to what you feel. And then after 6 months, Dr. Patty says, you just get into full regeneration, which means, you know what full regeneration means? That's a big word for we just start looking young again. That's a big word for our skin starts looking great. It's just truth, right? So what does that mean exactly? Well, those stem cells are going to work. And I don't know what it's going to do for you first, but your body knows. Let it do its job. In fact, David Schmidt says, please give this technology 1 month for every decade you are old. Okay, I will tell you this, for me personally, it's been 3 years and I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I had like, I don't know, like 9 months of chemo and radiation, and my skin looked bad. Here's a picture of how bad it looked. I don't even know if you guys can see this or not, but that's how bad it was. That's pretty freaking bad, man. And the picture on the other side is 1 year after on X39. And now I'm look like I do today. And what I will tell you, over the last 3 years, I don't know how, you put in chat if you agree with me, if you've been on this for 1, 2, 3 years. What we have noticed is our skin looks 10 years younger. Our skin looks like we're 40, like 10 years. I'm 55. My skin looks like I'm 45. I look at pictures when I was 45 and I realize my skin looks better today. I mean, you can even go look at David Schmidt's older videos and look at him today, and you will see a difference in his skin. It's insane. So let's talk about how to wear this. So you could put it right below the back of your neck or under your belly button. Any spot will do. The only rule is 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Let me say that again. 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours on. You can wear it right below the back of your neck, under your belly button, but really any spot will do. The only rule is 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And the reason that is because if you wear it 24 hours at a time over and over and over again, your body gets used to the signal and it doesn't work so well. Only rule, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And remember, your whole body is light. So any spot will do. You don't have to wear it below the back of the neck or under the belly button. I broke my wrist, a lot of you know, like 6 months ago. And so sometimes that wrist just acts up still, right? And so sometimes I'll just throw it right there. I just like to say, I'll just love the spot. And that's fine too. Okay, that's fine too. So let me show you what you can expect. Once again, I want you to go to Start X39 Now. That's Start X39now.com. And we're going to go down to what you can expect. And this is also on our Start X39 biz.com under Take the Order, under the 14 Steps of Success, if you ever wanted to send this link to someone, because I love this so much. Or you can just send them right to this site. That works too. But here's what you can expect. So when someone says, I don't feel anything, you say, well, that's because the stem cells are going to fix what you need to live first. And then it's going to go to what you feel. But this is what you can expect to have happen. And so it's important that we're educating people on what to expect. Okay. So within 24 hours, you're going to have 4,000 genes reset to a younger, healthier state. Within 1 to 3 months, we're going to reset the brain. And we have a study to show that. Within 3 to 6 months, we are going to repair your body. And within 6 to 12 months, 14 out of 15 people reverse their biological age by 8 years after 6 months of X39. That's the regeneration. I ask you, if people understand what this product is doing, I do not think we would hear, I don't feel anything anymore. Because look at what it's doing, right? So that's really important. Also, what I love for the doctors is the research. Of course, we need to know, you need to know that the product is going to do what you say it's going to do. So go to the patents and studies. Look at them for yourself. If you look at X39, you will see that X39 activates GHK in the blood, which stimulates your stem cells. We have a 20-year patent. That means that it does what it says it's going to do. You can't get a patent if you can't prove that it does what you say it's going to do. David spends his money on innovation and research and patents because here's the deal. He's an inventor. That's his love. That's his purpose. That's what he does. It's just awesome to be part of a company where the number one goal is innovation. So, and you can see we have a patent on our glutathione. We have lots of different technologies. If you want to come read the research, look, we just got a new study on X39, how it supports bone and muscle in women. That's important. Here's X39 and how it works in metabolizing in the GHK in the blood. And you can keep going down and looking at all the studies. This one is the one on the brain that is so good. And if we can mute, that would be great if someone could mute, because I'm share screening, so I cannot mute. Thank you so much. I don't know if it's going to pop up. For some reason, my computer is slow right now. There she goes. Okay. So this is really cool. Look at this study. This is a hot brain. This is someone that has massive anxiety. Okay. It's a hot brain. You can tell it's hot because it's red. Then X39. After 2 weeks, it goes to really cool. It's a little too cool, right? And 6 weeks on X39, it's a perfect brain. That is the perfect hot and cold together. So that's an example of some of the studies. And as doctors, I know you're going to want to look at the studies, as you should. So go down and take a look at them and see what you think. This is fast facts on X39 from all the studies. And you're going to love this. 17 amino acids changed, a reduction in blood pressure, improved sleep, increased vitality, increased short-term memory. And this is all by Dr. Melinda Connor, who does all the studies. So if you go look at all the studies, she took it and did a fact sheet on it. And so this is great. The doctors, you're going to love that. Look at this. Increased production of GHK in 24 hours. Increased in a significant GHK in 7 days in the blood plasma. You can look at how blood pressure changed. You can look at how memory changed. You can see how all the amino acids are increased. Those are, I'm learning more about the importance of peptides and amino acids, all the building blocks to your body. So anyway, as a doctor, you guys will love to look at that. But if you're like, wow, I need to understand it from David, you can keep going down on this site and you can go all the way down here and you can look at David talking to health practitioners, and he explains all his research right here. Just go watch that video. Okay. Oops, I didn't.
Hey, everybody. This is David Schmidt.
And there he is. Hold on. Let's see if I can get myself back. Also, this video is great that David does. And this one is the 18-minute video on X39 only. And it talks about how light technology works in the body and then how it activates your stem cells and the issues that X39 helps you with because it does activate your stem cells. So this website is full of information. And after you understand X39, you can come down and you can learn about all of our other technologies. And this is brand new. And I added this because after Dr. Patty said that she watches the 1 hour on every single patch to understand it. So this is new. Here is our one page on how our patch technologies work. This is every patch David has made from 2004 until today. X39 is the workhorse of the line, but make no mistakes. I'm going to tell you in 1 minute what the other patches do. This is kind of fun. So here we go. Take notes. X39 activates your stem cells. X39 activates lean muscle mass, grows bones, supports your brain and your heart, reduces blood pressure. And by the way, that's not added here yet, but it acts as a Faraday cage to reduce cell phone radiation. That's a great patch. Glutathione pulls out every single toxin in your body. Glutathione is your antioxidant pathway and your detoxification pathway. So it's gonna pull all the yuck out. Fungus, mold, virus, toxins, metals, you name it, that puppy is gonna detoxify you. Eon activates a peptide in the liver that reduces inflammation. David says inflammation is an eater of stem cells. So he likes to wear X39 and Eon together because it turbocharges the X39 to work better. In fact, that is the, what do I want to say? The dynamic duo, X39 and Eon, and those two together are a really great starting point for people, right? Those would be your like if someone said, well, what should I start with in LifeWave? X39 and Eon, that's what you start with. Those are his two most powerful patches, okay? Carnosine protects every organ in your body, every organ. Your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your colon. It's a lover of your organs. And I have to say, I put it on my heart a lot. It's very much a gentle patch. Eon and Carnosine are probably his two most gentle patches, but don't, just because it's gentle doesn't mean it's not powerful, right? Gentle, you can be gentle and powerful. Alavida is our skin line. And that reduces oxidative stress and turns your energy signal from a dark purple with holes in it in 5 minutes to a gorgeous turquoise. Who doesn't want to look like that? He changed the packaging color is turquoise because that's in 5 minutes what our energy signature looks like. When I saw that research, I'm like, I'm wearing Alavida because I want my skin to look like that. And I will say that we have it with Alavida, you'll notice that your skin glows, your chin will get tight, and the turkey neck, it just goes away. It's crazy. Nirvana makes you happy. It elevates your endorphins. It's super good for switching anxiety to happiness. SP6 Complete helps with sugar and food cravings. Energy, we already know that this converts fat into energy and turns on your mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell of your body. Ice Wave breaks the connection of pain. It's like our pain Band-Aid. X39 and Eon are going to repair at root, but boy, until that repair happens, sometimes that pain's not good. So Ice Wave can just block the pain. Silent Night puts you to sleep. It activates your melatonin. Of course, we have horse and dog animals. We have AccuLife for animals, which reduces pain for animals. And our newest technology called the aromatherapy mist, we have Shine and Dream. Shine keeps you awake. Dream puts you to sleep. A little lesson, don't get them confused. If you put Dream on in the morning, you will be out in 10 minutes, okay? And what you do, this is a part of O Factory. So you literally spray it on your wrist and you breathe it in through your nose. It also activates testosterone and oxytocin. And both of those help to keep your tissues young. Oxytocin is the love hormone. Who knows, maybe you'll fall in love again too. So I love our one page. And, but we just added for all you doctors, the in-depth patch review. This is brand new on the site. And this is David talking about all the patches. And then you can see 1 hour on every technology that David has created, and it's from him. So if you want to know more, just go here and watch. I'm really proud of this, and I want to thank Michelle Blaze for adding this all here and making this site so darn juicy. So with that, I hope that there is a lot of great information for you to research. There's also here which I almost forgot, you can come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 Eastern, and listen to the 30-minute testimonial calls. Those are 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 Eastern. And here's the great piece with that. That testimonial call is 30 minutes, 15 minutes of real people with real life experiences with this product, and then 15 minutes of how the technology works. These are amazing, and you can basically come live 5 days a week. You can also come here and just be listening to them. And this I believe is, yes, so that's all great. So with that, I would love for a few people, would someone like to unmute themselves and give us an example of what's been happening with them, how they're using it in clinic? Do we have a practitioner on that would like to speak? And if so, you may unmute yourself or raise your hand. Would anyone like to speak today? So does X39 and Eon have to be worn together during the day? I use Eon at night. You can wear X39 during the day and Eon at night. It depends on what you want to do. Every patch has its own 12-hour clock. So you can wear some during the day and some at night. A lot of people wear X39 and Eon together because they want that joint working together. But if you have sleep issues, or if you are in, what is that called? When you are in fight or flight, when you're just always like on it and stressed, then Eon is super good at night because it will put you on into rest and digest. And so, of course, you can change those up. You can do X39 during the day and Eon at night. And I believe Dr. Patty does that because she actually has symptoms of MS and she has a hard time sleeping. So she's also, I believe, uses that Eon at night. The ones for night would be Eon, Silent Night, and our new Dream. And carnosine really is good at putting your body at rest and digest. So the 4 patches that are super good at rest and digest would be Eon, carnosine, Silent Night, and Dream. Great question. Do you recommend X39 for night? Can cause energy. I wear my X39 much at night and I'm fine with it. So does my son, but some people can't. They like it during the day because it does give more energy. And some people, it puts them right to sleep because they are in fight or flight and the body is trying to reverse that, and they want them to just sleep for 5 days so that they repair. So X39 is going to work on your system in whatever your system needs. Does that make sense? So sometimes, you're going to get energy. I have another friend where she slept for 5 days, but this is a girl that never sleeps, right? Her body needed that. So it will put you in whatever you need. Okay. Any other questions? Cindy, I see your hands up. Go ahead, unmute yourself. And then Victoria, I'll call on you next, honey.
Thank you. Everything you're saying is so powerful. I have a friend that I tried to get him on here. He suffers with Parkinson's. I had to spend 10 or 15 minutes to get him on here. He was on, and then his daughter called and got knocked off. So I hope he gets back on. I'm helping him. But back to what you're saying, when you're talking about fight or flight, would you say that's a person who suffers from anxiety? And so maybe the patch would be more helpful at night for them because of that condition. And also for me personally, this has been huge for me. I am doing well. I'm down 42 pounds. I am 68. I work out like I'm 20 at the gym. So this stuff is wow. Thank you.
Right? It's wow. I just started working out at the gym too. And it's wow. Like I put energy on when I work out, and I mean, I can't even believe how much I'm lifting. Like it's wow. So yeah. And who did I talk to? I talked to my friend Charity today, and we talked about work out. Let's work out the chronic diseases out of our body. Just work them out. You get it? I thought that was kind of cute. So anyway, because exercise is so important, and David will tell you that we got to get oxygen in our bodies. And how do we get oxygen in our bodies? We work out. And so, yes, and for someone that has a lot of anxiety, that would be fight or flight. And good patches for that would be Eon, Carnosine, the Dream, the Sleep, and Nirvana is super good too, because it turns on your endorphins. It moves you into happy. And of course, X39 is going to be your reparative patch. It's going to repair. Glutathione, now that is no joke. Glutathione is one of the most solid patches that David makes. And this one, have you guys been hearing, go get your glutathione IV, glutathione liposomally? Well, that's because glutathione literally is a pathway that detoxifies all the stuff out of your body: fungus, mold, virus, toxins, Roundup, metal. These toxins sit on your nerves, right? So someone like your friend that has symptoms of Parkinson, it would be X39 Eon and glutathione, man, and probably X49. And that's because X39 is going to repair the stem cells. X49, AHK, lives in the brain and the heart. So we got to get that brain working again. Glutathione is going to detox all the stuff off the nerves, and Eon's going to reduce inflammation. And did you know, this is the crazy thing, in a silver kit for $2.99, you can get Eon, X39, glutathione, and X49, all for $2.99. I mean, that's a great deal. That gets their patches down to, like, I don't know, $60 a sleeve for the first month, and it gives them a 30-day money-back guarantee, and then they can try it. Then, of course, they want to always be on 1X39 to keep their stem cells activating the following month, because that's the workhorse of the line. And then they'll have access to their own website. And so then they can decide if they want to add to their auto ship, subtract from it. But I think that would, Cindy, be a really nice combination for someone that has those kinds of symptoms. Yes?
Yes, thank you. He is, I love him. He's a wonderful person. Unfortunately, he's gone through and had brain surgery, and I don't think I can see and listen to him talking that it's getting worse. And I love him, and I want to help heal him.
Well, those would be,
I'm a healer.
I would do X39, X49, glutathione, and Eon in a $2.99 pack for that, for what's going on. Thank you, Cindy. Victoria, you have your hands up. Go ahead. Oops, you got to unmute yourself, honey.
Sorry. I've been in private practice for 40 years in something called the Feldenkrais method. So we work with the brain through movement. And I discovered the far infrared sauna in the mid 90s and started using it. And then I started to sell them. So, you know, again, far infrared, we talk about that it's on our body in LifeWave, right? And if you just put your hand on your other hand, or touch your hand to someone else, or someone touches you, that warmth is the far infrared. So it's invisible, but we can feel it. So I wanted to share that. And I'm not in practice actively right now, except for in a very small way. But I have a few people who are definitely getting results with, you know, reduction of pain or elimination of pain. But I want to tell my story. I was born with a deformity in my spine that causes an asymmetry, and I've had pain in my right leg all my life, and both of my knees from a 2-story fall when I was 12. But and it got worse with COVID. So I had COVID really bad when people were dying from it in 2020. And on the third week of COVID, my right lower leg and knee just started rumbling and making sound, literally making sound. And so my bones have been moving a lot in the lower leg and knee, and my lower leg was swollen. I got neuropathy from COVID. I have some long haul stuff, but and Ehlers-Danlos. But what I've done recently is I'm using the X39 just below the right knee, where David recommends it for women and bone density. And I'm putting the X39 on my knee and glutathione and Eon. And my bones have stopped shifting for the first time in almost 3 years. And I have a lot less pain. So I've
And
just been
what protocol are you using? What are you using?
actually what you just said for Parkinson's, I do that on my knee.
Well, X39, X49, Eon, and glutathione on your knee.
And for 3 weeks. And so now when I go up a step, it doesn't feel like my leg is going to collapse under me. So
Wow.
it felt very unstable for almost 3 years. So I'm excited about that. And then I used, David talked about Ice Wave on a seminar 6 weeks ago or so, 2 months ago. And with my brain injury, I misremembered. And he said, if you have, sciatic pain, he's going, oh, we have a really great protocol for sciatic. And you put the white Ice Wave patch on the top of your foot, kind of on the foot, but kind of between the first and second toe, the big toe and the next toe, right? So you put the white one on and you put a tan one at the base of the spine. Well, somehow in my injured brain, I put the white energy enhancer on my foot and the tan energy enhancer on my right sciatic area, because I've had pain there pretty constantly since COVID almost 3 years ago. And I've had it a lot of my life, a lot. And again, I have bones that move in my pelvis and sacrum that aren't supposed to move. And that's part of Ehlers-Danlos. But I did that for 2 or 3 weeks. I just assumed I was going to be doing it for the rest of my life, but I haven't done it now for 3 weeks and I have no pain in my leg and right sacroiliac joint.
And were you using Ice Wave or Energy or both for 3 weeks? Which one did you?
I was using energy enhancer, and then I realized that I made a mistake and I used Ice Wave one day. It actually didn't work as good for me as the energy enhancer.
Well, it's funny you should say that. I have my friend who is a fitness coach. He likes Energy and Ice Wave together for a lot. He'll use Ice Wave on the lower back to stabilize the core. And then he'll use Energy on the leg, I think on the outside calf on both sides, to activate your mitochondria. A lot of us think of energy as burning fat to make energy, but what we don't realize is that it also activates the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of every cell of your body. So you know what energy does? Energy just turns on everything better, right? So I could see that. I could see the energy working really well for that, right? And I can see how my coach uses. So for people working out, they use Energy, Ice Wave, X49, and X39. Like that's a really nice combination for people that like going to the gym, right? That's going to give you a real nice pump, so to speak. I don't know how we got from pain to pump, but we sure did.
Well, and I think both the Ice Wave and the energy enhancer are literally helping energy get more free in the body, right? They're moving energy.
I think so. That makes sense, huh?
Absolutely. And it's like an acupuncture appointment that we can do for a treatment for ourselves, right? And David said that there's actually anti-inflammatory properties in the Ice Wave. So it's not just blocking pain, it's actually anti-inflammatory and it's moving the energy.
That makes sense. So Ice Wave, once again, it's known as the pain Band-Aid. And so what you do with this is you say, oh, where do you hurt the most? And you would put the brown patch wherever you hurt the most. And then you would put the white patch like 3 inches away. David says pain's in the connective tissue. So Ice Wave breaks the connection of pain. Ice Wave breaks the connection of pain. So for me, it's like, once again, that wrist really hurts a lot. So I'm going to put an Ice Wave right there on the wrist. And I'm going to put another white patch on the wrist. And I already have an X39. And then I'm going to throw an Eon on it. And I like to call that the pain and repair protocol, right? Because we're popping the spot that hurts with really good stuff, right? So as an example, there you go. I just popped the spot Ice Wave, X39, and Eon. And so many of us are working with people in pain. So just know, pop the spot of pain. Ice Wave, Eon, X39. Ice Wave will break the connection of pain. Eon will reduce inflammation. And X39 will start the stem cell repair. Also, someone in chat asked about glutathione. They said, does glutathione give you a headache? Glutathione is no joke. Where X39 is the workhorse of the line, Eon's the gentle giant, glutathione takes no prisoners. And what do I mean by that? It's gonna pull it all out. Yes, you could get a headache. Yes, it could have bacteria and gunk just pouring out of your skin. Yes, you can defecate out the fungus, you know what I mean, in your colon, or the yeast. Yeah, yes, and yes. So what you can do on this is you can titrate up. So just, you see how you can wear half of a patch? Wear half of a patch for just a couple hours. I couldn't wear, when I first started this, I put glutathione on and I had acne coming up my spine and out my back so bad. I thought I had breast cancer of the skin in my back. And I did it. David goes, no, you're detoxing. Wear a half of a patch for like 2 hours. Okay. And then the next day you can wear the other half of the patch for 2 hours. And you can work yourself up to 12 hours a day. And remember, how does a flower grow? What does it need? Light and water. How do we grow? Light and water. You must be drinking half your weight in water. There's your water, Cindy. There's Jen drinking her water, right? So if you're detoxing, drink more water. With that, it is 9:59. I do have to run to an appointment. So we are good for today. Lots of love to all of you. And we will see you next Thursday, 9 o'clock at our practitioner call. I do hope you all found this of benefit today. We will talk to you all later. Bye-bye now.